him, let alone get on the point. It can be a terror really to stop the Ashe from doing anything unless you've got that dive.
Yeah, unless you got that dive. Speaking of which, RunAway will be on for Winston here. And I did say I wanted to see more of Mag Winston. I want to see more Winston all over the place, to be honest, George, because both Mag and Leo appear to be very good Winston players. And Korea is known for fantastic players that they begin to throw out. 6 seconds remain until GEEKSTAR will run out of the doorway. And Leo here, if he decides to stick onto the Reinhardt, will be able to have that consistent barriering here that be able to keep GEEKSTAR safe from incoming damage such as Gangnam Jin. With the Zenyatta doesn't suffer from damage drop off, will be able to pepper in so much damage, but there will be an advantage here for who?
Taking a fair bit of damage there walking through this choke though. That's the big thing about the Winston too. Look, Mag already cleaving his way through those shields. That Tesla Cannon's going to do a whole lot of damage. 35% already on the Primal Rage. Mag looking for a jump in as well. Now he's just going to wrap around. He can play really defensive here as well. Like, he doesn't have to go in on GEEKSTAR because they've already taken one member. They're going to have to get back to the majority of GEEKSTAR, which means they can just cut them off unless they actually retreat here, wasting even more time.
You've got to remember, Assassin's the only member of the 3-3 competition as well who cannot be the recipient of a burst healing that is for a pair pack. This time he's actually going to get that barrier as well, but it does look like, oh no. Uh-oh. Lucio's caught out on his own.
Yeah, he's on his own. He's so low. The repair pack does manage to reach him in time. Only just though. He was critical HP for a fair while there. But look at Max, 70% ult charge. And GEEKSTAR have only had like a little bit of residual damage on the front line of RunAway, which means RunAway supports are getting a whole lot of charge, but it does mean the rest of the tanks from GEEKSTAR aren't getting a lot of charge either. And now the really Winston versus Ryan Goats really comes into prowess. The Winston Goats does lose out more often than not in the longer fights, and we see that a lot of time in the EU. We'll see if that happens here as well, because Mag just needs to be able to get onto the back line and cause as much disruption as possible. Has got Primal Rage available to him as well, and instantly popping the Transcendence from Gangnam Jim as well to keep alive. Is going to get Primal Rage and pinned into the wall, but he should be more than safe. Does manage to jump out as well. Self-destruct used defensively from GEEKSTAR, as well as that Shatter. Launched up in the air was Leo, but he still managed to connect with at least one. A Graviton Surge was thrown in by RunAway as well to clamber everybody together, and a beat from GEEKSTAR to seal through the fight. QOQ does manage to eat a grab as well, which should actually just kill off the rest of GEEKSTAR. Assassin was caught out completely alone in the back lines, and now Hu and Young1 end up going down as well. Clutch play from QOQ to eat the incoming grab.
Indeed, QOQ really living up to the name of being one of the better dealers in Korea. Hisu there actually saved his own skin. 1 minute and 52 on the clock. Hisu actually managed to hit the Graviton Surge as he was being shattered, so Leo decided, okay, I'm not going to go after this solo shadow victim. I'm going to jump into the Graviton Surge with my shield to protect everybody from the incoming fire. QOQ ready for an ambush here, but it's already hit with that shield bash.
Wow, Gangnam Jim already taken out the Lucio, so now they can't do anything. Without that speed boost, there's no way you're going to be able to just force their way in. And Mag using the Primal Rage as well. Ash, that is just horrible. Being trapped in a room like that is nothing but pain, nothing but punishment. You wish your life was ended a little bit sooner.
Yeah, going through the ringer with Mag, something no one really wants to do. And GEEKSTAR here have actually had a substitution. They now do have Doobie in instead of Waffle, who was previously their Lucio player. So maybe a new style of shot calling coming in here on both Sky Industries. But with only 1 minute and 6 seconds left, and only about a tick and a half accrued, GEEKSTAR need to find their fight, and they need to find it quickly. Leo almost has the Earth Shadow, but Doobie's already down.
He went down again. He looked like he went really aggressive on the box there, and Hisu was like, okay, well, I'm really charged, by the way. I'm just going to win. Guess I win the fight. Guess I win the 1v1. And now Mag, what he was doing before, he's doing just now, is just corralling the rest of GEEKSTAR. They have to wait for their Lucio. He's zipping around the corner, should be able to get him rather easily with that particle barrier. GEEKSTAR have another Shatter online, and Mag, again, playing super aggro in the front line.
He will have to see if he can get enough of that damage through. Leo, of course, going to be bringing everyone forward, and now we will see Doobie trying to build up towards that somewhere. Leo going for solo shadow.
I don't know about that one. Yeah, right into the shield of the break. The beat comes out as well from RunAway just to stop all that incoming damage. Graviton Surge gets thrown in by Hisu. That did get one. Okay, Leo jumps straight back into it, but a perfect boop from DJ Gong just disintegrates the Reinhardt in the self-destruct, and even Assassin going man mode in the backline as well. Gangnam Jim is going to fall down. Finally, GEEKSTAR in OT managed to cap the point, or at least try to, as they clear out the Primal Rage and Winston. No way Mag's going to get a 6k as much as he does try. Hisu as well is going to go down, and a small stagger on QOQ. They are going to net the point, though, adding a few extra minutes to our time bank.
And this is so worrying for RunAway as well. They invested that Graviton Surge, they invested for self-destruct. And GEEKSTAR, they have so many ultimates ready to go. They've got their own combination ready. Mag's going to have to swap over now to the Reinhardt to have that consistent shielding. He cannot risk being caught without the bubble and without the shielding, because that would be absolutely terrible for RunAway. And GEEKSTAR, we know what they can do with momentum, Jaws. Rein versus Reinhardt on the point. Yeomon, he's still looking for grab. There it is.
Young one throws out the grab, but it's straight into a Transcendence, or the little that was left of it. A shadow from the back line as well. Is going to send 3 people to the floor, but RunAway have no follow-up. Gabosi is going to find 2 in Mag and Gangnam Jim. A Graviton Surge was desperately thrown out by Hishu, but there's nothing they can really do now. There was no follow-up on it, and a Transcendence was going off. Leo has done himself a shatter as well. There are 5 people on the last point. People are going to have to touch. A couple more ticks will do it. GEEKSTAR ends up capping the 3rd point. That momentum really swung in their favor. RunAway through ulting after ult, but it was actually what GEEKSTAR was doing in the last map in Iconfold. They were throwing in Graviton Surges with little to no follow-up, and RunAway now then had to stagger themselves back onto the point. Nice time bang from GEEKSTAR, 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go into round number 3 if we make it there.
Someone give Assassin a medal. That is the most individual play from Brigida across 2 points I've seen in a while. He managed to assassinate the entirety of RunAway's backline, both Gangnam and Lee Jae-gon falling to the Assassin Brigida, just making an inroads into their backline, and then also getting a perfectly timed shield bash onto Mag, forcing him to die to that self-destruct. So of course he was pointing that shield that way, didn't want to die to the burst damage, could not point his shield towards Assassin coming in from the back, as his name would suggest, getting the shield bash, applying the stun, and then Mag was blown away in that case. And then Leo understood what he needed to do, had that Earth Shadow ready to go. He didn't even need to hit everyone. He just needs to be enough of a threat that everyone was walking in a little bit more slowly, a little bit more cautiously, trying not to get stunned. Actually managed to hit, I believe, Hisu down to the ground, and that meant the RunAway could not make the contest they wanted, and GEEKSTAR managed to get the full cap with 3 minutes and 10 remaining. That's what we talked about. Momentum is GEEKSTAR's ally. Inconsistency, potentially their enemy, but momentum definitely here on Assault is where they can get these map wins.
Yeah, so horrible as well. Just finding an ingress actually onto the point as the defensive team, especially when there's a Reinhardt obviously with Shadow as well on the point. It's like, oh, I guess we'll just line up in this nicely formed conga line and then it will get shattered. Unless you have shields, of course, but at that point you are staggering yourselves onto the point anyway, so you probably don't have shields. GEEKSTAR rolling out with the same composition RunAway did on the defense, with the Winston instead of the Reinhardt goats.
Got that feeling of deja vu. RunAway is going to be mirroring GEEKSTAR as well. Mag onto that Reinhardt. We'll have to see if there is the ability for these early picks again, and it is going to be Lee Jae-gon just jumping there in front of a shield from Mag.
So Lucio's being a little bit aggressive. A little bit too aggressive. Lee Jae-gon needs to stop just for a moment. Or to just pay his team a little bit more respect. Come on, just shield me before we go in. Oh, I'll stick behind your shield. There's with one of those two options. Otherwise, I'm just gonna die.
Getting a little bit frisky. Leo wants to add that cleave again, but Joki's got so much pressure onto him now. He's already received a bubble. He's gonna have to get the hell out of there, Jaws.
Yeah, that was really clever actually as well, because Leo was actually stunned up, so you can reply so much damage, but he was stunned after the Xayah bubble came in and Discord into a whole lot of damage, meaning he had to back off. Left RunAway with a lot of space, so they're going to be able to wrap around now onto that mega health pack room, which they can also contest as well. Taking that away from the supports of the defending team is just so important, Harry.
Yeah, having that control of that mega health pack does also mean your supports have a lot more sustain. They don't need to ask for that incoming repair pack. You've got to see if Leo's going to be the main victim here. Mag's claimed so much space on the point. Everyone's coming in behind him, but you can see Gangnam Jin's still playing around that mega health pack. He's going to be so easy to sustain. It's about to respawn as well.
Yeah, he's looking at it like, is it going to spawn yet? Is it going to spawn? He needs to know, because as soon as that Winston dives on him, he needs to know where he needs to go. Who is going to go down? There's the Transcendence. Super early usage actually of the Trans. I'm not sure about that one, as GEEKSTAR do actually end up getting the Graviton Surge, so that might just hold them actually on the second point, although RunAway are going to be able to easily cleave the rest of GEEKSTAR. But what was important there is GEEKSTAR didn't actually use any ultimates. No investment from them means they can actually round about as 6 again and hopefully defend this second point.
Well, I hope GEEKSTAR have been to a physics class recently, because RunAway is about to give them a lesson in momentum, one that they had to sorely learn their first attack around as well. Yeomwon and Diva will be both trying to build up towards that combination themselves. Kyoku and Hisu can be quick.
Wow!
Oh, the solo grab!
The solo grab onto Hisu, and he receives no protection. The Brig has to get in a really awkward angle to give an armor pack, and Hisu ends up going down. A 1-0 wonder was actually all that they needed there for RunAway to actually back off, and that actually forced the rally out too, Harry, so that's not available for the next fight.
I wish we rallied here. That must have been a misclick. I can't think of any reason that this could have been the ideal play right here, but they may just have kind of delayed their fate because QOQ and Hisu still have this combination available. GEEKSTAR is going to have to go for a Hail Mary bomb potentially, but the second that he loses his mech using that self-destruct, it's going to be so open to try for this self-destruct.
They do have the grab. GEEKSTAR do not have grab. They have self-destruct. RunAway could go for the big combo. Shatter into the shield. It's going to send the shield fairly low. There's the grab. There's the self-destruct. Shield is almost removed. He actually ends up pinning Leo. Oh my goodness, it pin 2, which means they can't actually do anything. The shield was there to protect him from the Graviton Surge in the self-destruct. Leo's shield is going to go fairly low, but he is close to a shadow of his own. RunAway can push onto the point here, but they have very, very little ults to work with. Shui is going to have that rally very, very soon as well, but they're going to run straight headburst into the Shatter of Leo. Young1 as well with the Graviton Surge. RunAway might just have to back off and reset completely here just to make sure, or even bait out the Graviton Surge in order to actually make a clean fight for the next one. Shui is going to use that rally, but so is Assassin. Graviton Surge thrown into the corner, a bit of a mess as they all just dived upon. Mag is going to fall, but Assassin is going to get traded. There you go. Shui ends up going down as well. Leo used that Shadow also, so 2 tank ultimates invested in that defense, but RunAway invested a lot of their own as well.
Personally wouldn't have used that Shadow right there, Jules, but it was what GEEKSTAR wanted. They invested the resources and they got themselves the stability that was needed. Now, GEEKSTAR, they're only about 1 minute and 10 seconds away from drawing even on the time bank with RunAway. Gamnanjin here does have that Transcendence to push everyone forward, but does he want to combine it with a lack of offensive ultimates from RunAway? You can heal yourself forever, but GEEKSTAR could easily stand firm here and have attrition in terms of their respawn distances compared to RunAway. They could win out that fight quite easily. GEEKSTAR maybe can try and clutch this out with a self-destruct, but here RunAway, it's all about the aggression. They're moving forward once again with that Transcendence.
Really early Transcendence once again. This is the thing we're seeing from a lot of Overwatch teams as well. Using that Trance as soon as they get it online. Well, one person goes down already for the side of GEEKSTAR's. Self-destruct in the center of the team, but wasn't comboed with the Graviton, so it doesn't find any kills. A grab coming through from GEEKSTAR, and now they can swing on in. They don't have the self-destruct, and that B is actually going to save most of them. Leo goes super aggressive, and another grab from the back line. Hisu just throws straight one in. A Mag and QOQ are just going to be able to cleave on through it. The beat wasn't quite enough from the Lucio to keep them alive, and now GEEKSTAR are routed onto the point. They're going to have to dive on to buy additional time and space here, but RunAway have got ults to work with. A Graviton Surge nowhere to be seen from GEEKSTAR. They had to jump on to the Tracer to touch the point, and they end up foregoing it. And RunAway, with ult advantage as well, end up capping with a slightly superior time to match. Yeah.
That does mean, of course, that our pace car is going to be GEEKSTAR. And GEEKSTAR there, he needs to trust Youngwon a little bit more to generate that Graviton. Because we saw GEEKSTAR maybe use his self-destruct, I don't know, 10 seconds before the Graviton was available. And that meant there was very little follow-up available onto Youngwon's Graviton thereafter. Because GEEKSTAR came in, tried to use his micro-missiles from above. But it just wasn't enough damage to deal with the sound barrier that was being proffered by LEGDAY gone. Leo as well died with his Earth Shatter, but was very hard for him to try and land that one in this particular state.
5 second time bank carry. That's all that RunAway managed to acquire over GEEKSTAR. But 5 seconds is a lot in the grand scheme of things. I was like, 5? It's not that a lot, but in the grand scheme of things, because GEEKSTAR now have to be the pace car, RunAway know exactly what they need to beat on the second round, which is more often than not favorable. I mean, you do see a lot of the stronger starting teams, if they know they're going to win, especially on Assault, they do want to start out on the defense. So they know what kind of time they have to beat. They're going to do obviously the same here because RunAway did have the superior time bank. They're going to run out the same composition though. Mag is still on that Winston. Going to be able to control the high ground, and we'll see if they do like dissect GEEKSTAR again, because remember what happened last time? They got cut off completely.
Yeah, Doobie's already gone low, catching him up high, and now they're all in a room.
You can't do this. You can't just continually throw your Lucio body in expecting to get something. Who is going to go down as well, of course.
Well, they just go up too high. They need to respect the shield that they have. There's just so much damage coming in. You need to stay behind the shield that you have. What's the point of running Leo on this Reinhardt if you're just going to be up in the air, catching all the damage that you want from Gamnanjin and Mag and QOQ?
I mean, they got about 2 minutes and 15 seconds now remaining on the clock. They have burned at least 1 minute, so they have got another couple of pushes here. Decisive pushes at that. Obviously 3-3 if one person dies, you die fairly fast anyway, so Who's going to go down, though? It was left up on the high ground. You can see this is why they want to run the Winston. Control of the high ground as soon as the main tank does drop from GEEKSTAR. It just leaves an avenue of attack for Mag and QOQ to just dive on the backline. It was a free and easy kill. Even Young One as well didn't actually make it to the floor either.
Oh, GEEKSTAR, they had a good idea of a rotation they wanted to make. They had Leo just rush forward, trying to go into the central pavilion using the speed boost from Dobby, but couldn't actually make it. Did get booped away by LEGDAY. Some great play there from RunAway to ensure that Leo was basically stuck out on his own in the low ground, whereas the rest of his team, man, that's early. He wants to get that early pick onto Vizaya. He's been listening to the Owl stats.
Oh, who's going to go down, though? Wow, LEGDAY finding a super early pick. Everybody, luckily enough, caught on that very, very small corner of building, and luckily they don't go into the drink, but GEEKSTAR's time bank still being burnt here. They had to reset, of course, who did end up going down. They might have that Graviton Surge combo with the Self-Destruct online very soon, 20% away from the Deeper bomb.
Mag's got to be very careful about his engagements now. Does not have that 1000 HP buffer. That second chance of Primal Rage does give on the dive, will be booped away straight away. Will not get much damage done. GEEKSTAR going to make their rotation. They've got to watch out now, though. Hisu going to be throwing in those mortars, ready to try and build up that Graviton Surge charge. Gaboltzy here, though. He is the one you need to look at. He needs to get towards that all-important self-destruct if they're going to crack this point open.
They have the smallest window. Okay, now it's completely gone. Both teams have the Grav Surge with the self-destruct combo online. Both rallies have also been popped, so they will be a little bit more hardy. There's the grab from both teams, actually. There's self-destructs right on top of GEEKSTAR's head. The beat is going to come through to cement a lot of that damage from landing on the main tank. No boops are available, of course, because they were grabbed on their own. Another self-destruct is thrown in by GEEKSTAR. Doesn't land on top of the Graviton Surge, of course, which is just actually on the corner. Routing RunAway just a little bit, but a lot of ults thrown in. GEEKSTAR's going to have to make something stick. Gangnam Jim is going to go down. Shui is going to follow him as well, and Mag left in no man's land in amongst the rest of GEEKSTAR. They should be able to clean up the rest of the fight here. Not just in like overtime again, though. This is what RunAway have just been forcing GEEKSTAR to do. Invest literally everything and then force them to go for this OT push now into the second point. They're obviously going to get an additional 30 seconds, but they have to make something stick. They've only got that Graviton Surge ready to work with.
Yeah, let's hope that RunAway have been ult-tracking very well, because Yonwon got so much value out of his Zyra in that fight, has another Graviton Surge ready to go despite opening the last fight with the same. Maybe here QOQ could try and eat this yacht. Not the acrobatics that Yonwon wanted. Will find himself down on the low ground. Just going to have to support Leo with this aggressive push.
Okay, they can be aggressive here. They've got the rally going off. Young One is going to use that grab in the back line. 3 members caught up and no support also already used from RunAway. Now is their time to strike. Leo finds Gangnam Jim, pins him against the wall, and a Graviton Surge is going to get used on the side of RunAway as well. Shadow hits the floor but finds absolutely nothing. A self-destruct on the point actually is going to get blocked up completely by Assassin's Brick Shield. Overtime is still ticking through, but GEEKSTAR are in primary control. LEGDAY is going to go down to an orb of Who, getting a little bit of revenge. 2 ticks have been acquired, and now RunAway just need to find a semblance of time onto the point to stop it ticking over. A Shadow does get laid down by GEEKSTAR once again, but RunAway in force are running back onto the point. Assassin ends up falling, and a Transcendent should heal the rest of them up. QOQ's Meg is going to go down, yes, but there's just the staggering of GEEKSTAR members this time around to actually force them to go more OT, but it wasn't going to be enough as Mag did lay down that Shadow to finish it all off.
Time was taken, though, Jules. Time was taken by the side of GEEKSTAR in percentage as well. This means that RunAway by no means have a guaranteed win here on Volskaya. There's quite a good position, actually, considering that it took about 4 minutes and 45 seconds for RunAway to get this whole completion. They're going to need to do about the same now in 3 minutes and 15. If GEEKSTAR can make a good job of their first point defense and force it into overtime like RunAway did for them, that will put them in a great position, because 93.3% is nothing to be sniffed at, especially if you can make RunAway invest everything they have to take that first point and deny them the momentum.
That's half what RunAway did. They forced GEEKSTAR to throw in everything, but they threw in everything themselves as well, of course. It wasn't overtime yet again where GEEKSTAR did end up capping the first point. Now RunAway are on the offense. GEEKSTAR, again, doing the same thing. They're going to run Leo out on the Winston for 3 minutes and 15 seconds. It's a fairly hefty time bank considering we're on Volskaya, but the round will end here, regardless of what happens. There's no way that we can go to additional rounds now, of course, as the last point wasn't capped by GEEKSTAR. 10 seconds till we get out of the gate, though. As he's scouting by GEEKSTAR.
See if Leo will be able to get some more value out of this Winston. Thus far, I have been touting its efficacy. And once again, it's down to the Brigidas and the Lucios to be a little bit more tempered in their aggression. You've got to really decide how you want to play with your Reinhardt shield. LEGDAY did get caught out last time going in front of Mag's shield. This time, they are going to be going a little bit more cautiously behind that shield. No early picks right here. Again, I'm just going to be looking for one however with those right clicks. That's a main source of damage that's going to be coming through in these long-range engagements.
Yeah, taking that small health pack room yet again. Gangnam Jin trying to find his like for like across the way. He's going to find a little couple of hits, but nothing more than that. Already up to 30% ult charge, though, who just a little bit further behind. Now RunAway are going to put themselves onto the point. Leo already going really low here, and you can see the difference in styles of attack as well. GEEKSTAR wanted to take that right high ground. RunAway wants to take that mega health pack room to provide additional support for their supports in that mega health pack, of course. And now you can see just fighting on the point consistently. LEGDAY Gong just trying to push people away. But 2 ticks have already been acquired here by RunAway. GEEKSTAR actually need to do something right now. They're not actually pushing themselves onto the point. And now Assassin ends up going down. As speed boost from LEGDAY Gong is going to force the rest of RunAway into the backline of GEEKSTAR. So look at that mag just cleaving through everybody. GEEKSTAR just took way too long there to actually... GEEKSTAR took way too long right there and then to actually do anything. They tried as hard as they might to actually get onto the point, but RunAway were just happy to take that fight. And now it's a complete reverse. RunAway are going to have the ult advantage going onto this second point.
Leo swapped over onto the Reinhardt. He's almost dead already. He has been brought back up by the Transcendence. Wants to block the Shadow, but won't help.
Two-man Shadow in the back line. The pin ends up taking out the Lucio as well. A Transcendence is going off in the meantime. Gangnam Jim keeping everybody alive. And Eater grab by QOQ as well. Youngwon's not going to have that usage for the next fight. A self-destruct in the back line gets absorbed by Hisu's shield. He has a grab of his own as well. GEEKSTAR's falling at the last hurdle, it seems. RunAway now just clearing the rest of them off the point.
And now there's just a Lone Zenyatta, maybe a peeking in D.Va here. Leo's going to try and stay up. Nothing for him, but a fist.
Graviton Surge used in the corner as well to stop the D.Va from getting on the point. Both sound barriers have been used as well. GEBLC's mech is going to fall also, and RunAway just cleaving member after member of GEEKSTAR as soon as they get onto the point. 2 ticks looking on a third now as well. Assassin jumps onto the Doomfist, but here assassinating nobody. RunAway are going to take the series 3-0. GEEKSTAR's falling at the final hurdle.
QOQ there, he ate 2 grabs in that particular map, right? That was incredibly impressive. Yeonwon really being read very effectively by the Korean D.Va in QOQ. And it seems there that GEEKSTAR, they didn't take the prerogative enough. They were not proactive enough with their Winston. They allowed 2 ticks to go the way of RunAway before they made a decisive engagement on that first point. You cannot allow that attrition battle to occur when you have a Winston and the enemy has a Reinhardt, because you will be so much more vulnerable to incoming damage because you don't have that consistent shielding available. So GEEKSTAR need to be a little bit more on point with their shot calling and their engagements when they find themselves in that particular matchup, or they're just going to be beaten down by attrition.
Maybe that's something they were scared of. We did talk about before with the inconsistencies in team fights from GEEKSTAR. Maybe that's what they were afraid of. We're like, okay, we are really inconsistent. We need to be more consistent. If we just kind of temper the aggression, then go again at 6 as soon as they have that speed boost, maybe we can do something from there. But they just let RunAway cap 2 ticks at the point and then just got run over as soon as RunAway had the speed boost. It was just easy game after that. Super quick cap on the first and then instantly rolled into the second. We're going to jump into a quick break though, guys. We, of course, still have our 4th map to go, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome back. This is RunAway versus GEEKSTAR. We just saw Voskai Industries again narrowly going to RunAway. GEEKSTAR, they're still showing signs of life. Did manage to get about 93% on their second attempt on the attack. RunAway just pitting them, biting them at the post there right at the very end. Like, we saw not only an incredibly fast take on the first point by RunAway, but the ultimate advantage just snowballing, just almost perfect from RunAway. Not to the point where half of them were already to the second point by the time they capped first, which meant GEEKSTAR had to throw everything onto the point instantly, but ended up just falling at the last hurdle.
RunAway's application of pressure in that particular situation was absolutely perfect, making sure that there was no way that you could have the particular setup you want across multiple high grounds, etc., from the GEEKSTAR defense. So good job there from RunAway to really be proactive in basically leaving Lucio on the point of cap. We're going to go forward as 5, and we're going to make sure there's no way to claim all of this room and claim all of this space. Because one of the main advantages you have on the defense is being able to have a monopoly on the safe passage through choke points of the defensive area. And they weren't allowed to get any additional damage like fire strikes, etc., into multiple people from Leo as he was respawning. And that meant that Leo was so far behind on ultimate charge, he had to play incredibly passively, because we knew Mag had his ultimate from that first fight, and it meant that Mag really could control the tempo of a Reinhardt versus Reinhardt duel. And across the point, that Reinhardt versus Reinhardt duel was incredibly important.
Well, we'll, of course, jump on top 4th map, regardless of how the first 3 games go, which will be Rialto. So GEEKSTAR can still claim a map here, and can claim an additional map point going into later weeks. Rialto, though, a little bit more difficult in terms of the attack. We more often than not see the right up into the gates hold for the defense. Makes a lot of sense. We saw a lot of it in the World Cup. Finland, South Korea was probably one of the better games for that, especially when it came to 3-3. Finland just at the spawn doors, refusing to let South Korea actually exit. And it's something we see all too often now. On the offense, though, you can pull a couple of sneaky things. You can maybe run an Ana, or even though we've seen sometimes a Bastion to stop them holding right up against the doors to make sure you can just mow down the shield, and then the defense doesn't have much cover.
Yeah, a little bit of Happy Cool Bastion. We love a little bit of Happy Cool Bastion. But also, first point holds are incredibly common here on Rialto, possibly more so than on any other point in Overwatch, apart from maybe Dorado.
Potentially.
Dorado's got a lot of first point holds as well. Generally tends to be the escort maps.
Yeah, Jeff did also release a stat, by the way, where he says it's like super even. But I have a feeling that's across all of Overwatch. I'm not entirely sure if that's just in competitive play, because like you said, we do see a lot of first point holds, and that's because you can hold up to the spawn door, because you can get 2 to 3 fights out of that first point, which you normally can't on a lot of these escort maps.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are 35 seconds out from the action here. RunAway will be in the green and GEEKSTAR in the white on the defense right here. Waffle is in. Doobie is out. Or Dobby? Dobby. He got a sock, now he's free.
Okay, so what we saw before was he was going super aggro, so Waffle not so much. Maybe that's just the different play styles. And I want to see if we are going to see... Are you going to stick on the hands? I don't think so. Again, potentially... I was going to say potentially just getting a Sonic Arrow to see where GEEKSTAR are actually holding. They're holding right up to the spawn. Waffle trying to get some easy boots into the river. It's a bit of a different hold from GEEKSTAR. Again, tempering their aggression maybe. We did say inconsistency in their team fights. Maybe they spotted that as well. Oh, nice boot, but Lucio will be able to wall right away.
Yeah, Waffle doesn't want to play as aerial as Dobby did. He is going to be playing a little bit further on the ground, but he is also making sure that Legion cannot make any inroads here, using his boots to displace that incoming Lucio.
Wow. Already QOQ's mech ends up going down. That's extremely bad. Not what you want to see fairly early on, and OWC will end up getting the D-mech as well. There's the boot he was after. 4 boops later, he ends up getting Mag, who was on the retreat. RunAway, they're still going to get held at the bridge. That car is going to slowly move back as well, so RunAway are going to have to touch it, although briefly.
Waffle's got to be careful picking this particular angle. Gang Damage can easily pick him off with a right click. This is such a good place for GEEKSTAR to hold. It means that RunAway, if they want to touch a car, have to go across this death area. Look, there's the speed boost, going to try and claim as much territory as possible from Leo.
Oh, yikes. Yeah, Leo already sees that shield, and you can't cleanse that Discord orb without that shield. Shadow to get laid out. One goes down. Leo's also going to use his Shadow, but instantly you could see at the back line, QOQ jumped on the rest of his team with Defense Matrix to stop all that incoming fire, not only from the D.Va, but from the Zarya Plasma Mortars as well. So perfect protection from QOQ. Both rallies have been used as well, Harry.
Gabe also has such an advantage here in terms of self-destruct charge, but may not want to use it until Yeonwon is able to join him with that all-important Graviton Surge. There may not be much to try to keep them in this fight. There is a Transcendence coming through from Gangnam Jin.
Yeah, instant use of the sound barrier, though, from GEEKSTAR to stop RunAway running away with the fight, and Mag ends up going down as well. We are seeing this so much, not only in Owl now, we're seeing it a little bit here and a little bit in EU Contenders for sure, where the Zenyatta's are like, okay, I've got Transcendence. I'm going to use it because we might die to grab self-destruct, which now GEEKSTAR actually have online.
Yeah, it's one of the better answers to an Earth Shatter, but neither team really got a huge Earth Shatter out of that. We did see 2 go down to Leo's after Mag did block himself, but not enough follow-up really to force out that Transcendence. So now who has the advantage of that particular ultimate? LEGDAY Gone needs to be pretty quick on the trigger here to build up towards that Sandbar. Wants to be able to counter that out, especially up against GEEKSTAR's combination, which is ready to go. Graviton Surge and self-destruct available for both teams. High ground from RunAway going to be given up rather quickly.
Yeah, that was a more awkward angle for them to get grabbed as well. Speaking of grabs, go straight into the Mega Hisu. Oh my goodness, Yeonwon's like, thank you very much. That's a free grab from me right now. Gets 2 kills as well. Perfect defense matrix. RunAway sent back all the way to spawn. 1 minute and 30 seconds now remains.
Good ult tracking there from Waffle, I imagine, on GEEKSTAR. Often forced the main support to be the ult tracker. They knew exactly what RunAway was doing. That was so telegraphed. We saw Hisu rolling in. Oh, I get stunned. I guess I'm now going to throw out my Graviton Surge. I don't think there's much to try and mitigate that. Game Boss, he just bathes him in the defense matrix. And easily eaten up there. Leo now ready once again with the F-Shadow. Mag's going to be able to match him.
Be careful though. There's that self-destruct. The other side comes down as well when Leo had to hold shield. Self-destruct does manage to at least claim something. She's Mecha does end up going down, so maybe RunAway now have the chance to win the first team fight. Leo ends up falling as well. So come on, DJ. He was in the back line, mate. He's going to get killed by Summit. 20 damage there. Feels good to be a Lucia. That's some elimination stats for you. RunAway going to be able to push around the corner. GEEKSTAR might have one more contest on this one.
Maybe so. We'll have to speed boost in with the help of Waffle. Don't have many ults to do it though. Game Bossy trying to get that mech back as well. Will just about be able to do so. Leo's going to put himself between the car and its destination, but doesn't have anywhere near close to that all-important Earth Shatter.
But look, we're so close to OT now. It's only 20 seconds remain. That's a very, very dangerous place for the Diva to be in. She should be fine though. Transcendence being used already, as well as that Earth Shatter coming out from Mag. That beat is going to make sure they survive though, Harry. Both support ultimates were used as well as a Graviton Surge running from Hisu. Leo's going to go down. They're just swinging on away. QOQ sends out the self-destruct onto the bridge as well, netting a kill. RunAway, regardless of that shatter hitting or not, they still had more to follow up on. That's why we don't want to see layered support ults, Harry, because you got nothing against that grab. RunAway finally delivered that payload, but look at the time bank.
Those layered support ults for Jaws, 2 minutes and 14 left in the clock. It did force so many more resources out of RunAway than they would like. If you hit a 5 or 6 man shatter, you don't want to have to use your Graviton Surge and your self-destruct after that as well. That's exactly what happened. And now Leo's got the advantage, going to move in very aggressively, has the Earth Shadow ready to go. Will he be able to land it though? Nope! See,
straight into the shield. Thank you very much. Double kill though for Gable Shi as he throws in the self-destruct, finding 2 kills. DJ Gog and Hisu will end up going down, and the rest of RunAway ended up running away. He's going to reset himself. That was forced, so he just gets his mech back, by the way, not just because he wants to feed. Don't worry. Waffle finds a nice boot kill as well. Actually, he's going to get a lot of ult charge for that too. RunAway still have 1 minute and 30, but GEEKSTAR are doing a good job of holding thus far.
Yeonwon ready to go. Graviton Surge. Chigon's going to be able to answer it with a sound barrier, but of course not going to have to worry about the burst damage coming in because Gable Shi just managed to wipe that last fight with the self-destruct. So we'll have to see if Gon potentially wants to use this a little bit more aggressively to force a fight onto GEEKSTAR.
That shadow is beautiful, straight on top of Leo.
Big
move away though to make sure that they can't get pins, but Gangnam Jim is going to find a beautiful right click on his head regardless. QOQ now marching forward. Assassin is going to go down. The rest of GEEKSTAR are going to head for the heals. RunAway still have that Graviton Surge remaining. 1 minute in the time bank. Shouldn't be too much of an issue though, Harry. GEEKSTAR are going to be able to touch that grab, and they still got Transcendence available.
Mag wants to stand in their way. Will be the protector here. Doesn't have an ultimate to his name, but Hisu is going to be behind him with the Graviton Surge. Could be eaten once again by Gable Shi. Going to be trying to keep track of that defense matrix. Mag's gone so deep.
Wow, look at that early Transcendence. The self-destruct's going to come in as well. They need to remove the shield. Big self-destruct nets the kill on Assassin. The mech is going to go down as well. Shatter hits the floor from Mag. Doesn't matter if he falls at this point. The rest of RunAway are going to be able to clean up. RunAway still with 2 support ultimates to use it as well. They end up capping the 2nd point, and still with 2 minutes left in the time bank, you're going to have to move on their way to 3rd.
1 minute 50 to be precise, Jaws. Leo does have ready that Earth Shadow, which could be a major stopping point here for RunAway. This isn't as quick as we would have expected from them. GEEKSTAR here putting up quite a spirited defense, especially on that first point. He's going to throw out the Maulers, desperately trying to build up towards that ult charge. He needs to be having a premium opposition here from the back.
What a shatter, yeah. You could see RunAway just darted straight past Leo, ignored him completely. Now they're not ignoring him. Hisu does take him out, but a beat from RunAway to try and secure the still ongoing fight. Hisu ends up going down, and with Desire dead, that's a lot less protection for RunAway's front line. Lijiegong is going to fall as well. There you go. GEEKSTAR now finally taken over. Leo with the perfectly timed shatter on RunAway, who went way too aggro.
Added Leo to their ignore list. Leo wasn't having any of it from the back, getting through people down with that shadow. A perfect play there for the main tank. Was, I guess you're going to leave me behind? Well, I'm going to leave you in the dirt. RunAway, but didn't invest too much in that fight. Two squad ultimates, both for Rally and the sound barrier have been expended. They almost have that all-important combination. So the GEEKSTAR, we've got to look at Reinhardt's here, how they're going to try and combine, try and get these charge throughs to remove shields that can block away those self-destructs.
Rally used by GEEKSTAR. They've got the grab, they've got the self-destruct. That's all that they need. They're going to pin it against the wall. The Reinhardt ends up getting out with a shatter, but the self-destruct still landing on the back line. Nothing is going to come of it, though. Another self-destruct thrown in, this time inside of RunAway. Most of it blocked up, but Assassin ends up going down regardless. QOQ finding one fight to initiate it all. They're going to land themselves in a nice man advantage. Leo jumping straight to the back line to try and find the pin, but ends up going down himself. QOQ is going to find the kill, and the rest of RunAway are going to round out on the rest of GEEKSTAR, and now it's all up to them to try and defend. It's going to be OT in 5 seconds. RunAway need to now just force their way forward, but they've only got one ult to work with.
Not a fan of Hisu's grab right there. Different verticalities for Imies. No charge through is available, but no gravitons are going to be on the field. Mag ready to lay it down. He's going to magnetize everyone to the floor with an Earth Shatter.
He's got 5%, and there you go. Comes the line. Earth Shatter. 4 people hits the ground. Assassin's going to find one, but it's not going to matter. Lijiegong jumping on the back line. A graviton surge thrown in rather desperately from GEEKSTAR. They end up finding 2 of their own, and there's only a baby demon and Lucio on the point. A self-destruct clears everybody away, but they're still managing to touch. Who ends up going for the big respawn, but he is going to get chased down by QOQ. RunAway in OT, they managed to cap the 3rd point.
Ooh, clutch shatter there from Mag. I think he's hit 2 now over this map. He managed to get the 5-man or the 6-man at the end of first point. They're getting the 4-man there. Mag seems to really be getting a feel for Leo at this juncture. It feels like Leo also isn't able to get a huge amount of value out of his shatters. 31 seconds out from our 2nd round. GEEKSTAR need to complete, or it will be a 4-0 in favor of RunAway.
Yikes. History might repeat itself, but RunAway, depends how they hold here. Depends how far they hold up too. We have seen a little bit of variation on this map as well. We can see the Pharah come in, but Decal isn't on the lineup, of course. It is actually Sweet, so I can imagine we're just going to see him on the brig once again. If they did come out with a Pharah, again, the architecture does lend itself to a Pharah just because there's just so much to hide around. It's very hard to kind of get a Widowmaker shot off and maybe headshot the Pharah, because you have to put yourself in a position where you're then in sightlines of pretty much everybody else on the enemy team as well. So it's fairly hard to do that. Does like RunAway are just going to run out with 3-3, of course. GEEKSTAR are going to do the same thing. We'll see if they want to do the same defense as GEEKSTAR did do, or if RunAway are going to play right up against the spawn doors, which we see more often than not.
There's also the option to seed a huge amount of ground and play this corner here where you currently see Gan Nanjin playing, but does look like they are going to try and go once again for a bridge defense. And when you've got Lucio as good as Lijiegong, there's no reason to not do that. He is managing to get a huge amount of value out of those boots. Waffle as well, however. And what RunAway did to break that particular defense is utilize their speed boost to just go all in. They took as much ground as possible from Leo, forced that disengage so they could claim the territory. You don't need the kills, Jaws. You only need the space to get past this instant death drop. They're actually going to give away that entire bridge area for free.
No cheeky boops, unfortunately. Can't add a couple of kills to your kill tally if you don't play aggressive, Lijiegong, unfortunately. They are going to play around the corner like you said, though.
They are. Let's see what the approach will be here. They can, of course, make a wraparound to the backup. They've got their cart as much distance as they would like, because Mag's going to stand in the way of that. See what decision will be made.
Yeah, they are playing rather safe again. GEEKSTAR altering their style just a little bit. We've seen across the entire series, they're playing a little bit more passively, where RunAway love to play super aggro. Although they're playing fairly passively right now as well. They're going to forego the high ground there, Harry, rather fast. so they can get priority control over the point. RunAway just giving them so much space. Now they're marching forward. You can see Mag already up 80% of that ult charge. A premium over Leo, who's only at 50. And GableShe's mech is actually going to go down to QOQ as well. So now they can't fight at all. Even a Shadow is going to get laid out. There is going to be a charge to maybe escort himself to the back line for free. Yeah, Leo just forced it into a corner up against Mag. It was him versus the world, and unfortunately he goes down as well. And now RunAway just premium control over this corner, just kind of baited GEEKSTAR in.
Yeah, name of the game here for RunAway definitely seems to be counter-attack. They wait for GEEKSTAR to split themselves up. You see GableShe up on the high ground, maybe Yonwan's up there as well, meaning that Leo's on his own. You can get some free pressure onto him from Mag. And then the second that they try and coalesce and bring each other together in terms of the two groups, we'll have to see if RunAway will be able to catch him out in that case, as what was happening before. Now RunAway, they have 6 ultimates. It's going to be incredibly difficult for GEEKSTAR to break this in the next fight. This may all have to be an economy push from the fledgling team.
Yeah, there's 6 stacking right now. Shadow comes out from Mag, didn't really hit anybody. There's the grab, self-destruct, launched up into the air, trying to remove the shield, but another beautiful boof on the Reinhardt. Still ends up connecting, but it doesn't matter. Another Graviton Surge gets thrown in, as well as that self-destruct. And that will be the end of GEEKSTAR's offense. Once again, Leo ended up falling, which means RunAway, they're going to have shield priority. Very, very aggressive push, though, regardless, by GableShe. So they're still managing to fight this one, regardless of RunAway still taking out their main tank. You can see the Baby Diva actually going super aggro, just jumping straight behind the Reinhardt shield. Mag ends up falling here, so now GEEKSTAR in a premium position.
There is Graviton Surge. QOQ's going to be able to carry up on that one with only his fusion cannons. He did know that he didn't need to use the self-destruct at all, so he just used the fusion cannons and the micro missiles, ensuring he didn't have to use that ultimate when he didn't need to. This can now be used potentially when Leo's shield gets low as an extra pressure, or to gain as much space as possible if GEEKSTAR decide to get a little bit cute and a little bit aggressive.
Yeah, apologize about the flick onto camera. I know it's nice in our faces, but of course you'd rather see the game. Gangnam Jim taking out Yonwan, though. Did find him with a right click, by the way, across the bridge. So there is no way GEEKSTAR are going to be able to push without that. They got a minute remaining, Harry, as well. RunAway in a very, very dominant position, again, with ult advantage.
But they were in the same position on the offense as well. GEEKSTAR did manage to hold this until overtime on first point. Have to see if any better will come from GEEKSTAR's next attack. Gangnam ready to answer any incoming aggression with a Transcendence. That's 300 healing per second. That's a lot to try and deal with. It can also keep up your main tank when he comes under huge pressure, as is about to happen. Leo's going to hold his shield though, trying to work for Shadow. He will be successful.
Big Shadow. Transcendence used actually from RunAway to make sure they can all stay alive. Mag going extremely low as well. The Transcendence force once again out from GEEKSTAR. They're all going to get caught in the Graviton Surge as well. Another B actually comes through to save them from the self-destruct. They're still managing to win this fight as Mag and QOQ end up going down. Leo finds himself a double kill, and that'll be GEEKSTAR finally winning the fight, pushing themselves around the corner.
Big value there from the Graviton Surge of GEEKSTAR to see if they'll be able to win the second fight out as well. This is their last chance to try and take Rialto first. 1 minute left on the clock. Overtime is in session. The cart is still moving. Respawns are going to take a lot longer to get back now. LEGDAY going to...
Nice Shadow, but a bigger one. 5-man Shadow from RunAway. Mag's going to send 5 to the floor. Gangnam Jim ends up going down, but Leo falling here is almost a death sentence for GEEKSTAR. They got the rally, and they have that. Well, that's just about it. LEGDAY Gong ends up taking out one, and Hisu already building himself up towards another Graviton Surge. 75% as they force the rest of GEEKSTAR off the cart. A Graviton is thrown in from GEEKSTAR, but they only end up finding one. They're still alive in this fight. One big win con down now for RunAway, though, in Hisu, as he was only 20% away from a grab of his own. Now Shui is going to go down as well. Finally, GEEKSTAR coming back. A Transcendence to keep them all alive, but RunAway are going to answer in kind with one of their own. A rally from Assassin can come up very, very shortly, as a beautiful rocker flail actually sends Mag flying, and a beat now from GEEKSTAR to keep themselves in this fight. This is all or nothing as they get thrown into the grab, but Waffle comes up big once again, finding the boot on Gangnam Jin.
What in the world is this, Jaws? Overtime is still ticking over. The dregs of RunAway will be dispatched, and GEEKSTAR somehow, using great rotation of personnel and bodies, managed to keep themselves on that car. After a 4 or 5-man Shadow from Mag, RunAway just could not get the follow-up that was needed. Maybe Gangnam Jin just wasn't in the correct position to get those right clicks or left clicks onto those stunned targets. At any rate, RunAway No time to think of a pass now. They must think to the future. 2 minutes and 3 seconds for GEEKSTAR to try and complete the second leg here of Rialto and keep themselves in this particular map. Can't keep themselves in the series, but those map differentials are so important, Jaws, when it comes to qualifying for playoffs later on in the season.
They need to complete though, Harry, because RunAway did manage to complete an OT, remember. Look at this! Youngwon going super aggressive. As the self-destruct on the payload already, taking out Youngwon. Couldn't really survive, not after he used his personal barrier. And Leo ends up going down as well. The entirety of GEEKSTAR actually looks split up there completely. And RunAway were able to just run straight through the middle of them and then plant the self-destruct on the payload, which means they couldn't even have that as an avenue to escape.
Here we'll see their good evasive technique. Oh, we will actually be caught out by LEGDAY. But you don't really want to take that as Volusia. You can see LEGDAY being incredibly cheeky here, trying to get as much free ultimate charge as possible. Will go down to half health. You can see he does have the Harmony Orb and can potentially get a boot here onto any members of GEEKSTAR who aren't quite paying attention.
Uh-oh. Waffle giving him the counter boot though. A little Lucio duel. They need to just take him out, but he has got Harmony Orb, of course. There you go. Discord Orb inflected, so he has to play a little bit more defensive. That was close. A 10 stop there as well. Don't worry. Almost sent 2 people in the drink. Mag now playing back. This is what we saw before. Now laying down the shadow. 4 people hit the floor once again. QOQ once more. Harry eating another Youngwon grab. Perfect control of a team fight yet again on the back of QOQ. GEEKSTAR, they got 4 ultimates available to them, but they've only got 30 seconds remaining.
QOQ putting the yum in Youngwon in this case. Leo, once again, ready to try and make something work with this Earth Shadow, but Mag right now looks to be outclassing him on this particular main tank. QOQ tries to claim this top ground, but you can see GEEKSTAR going to rotate through there this time. Not going to give any space to LEGDAY, and QOQ want to get a little bit cheeky, a little bit frisky. Hisu and QOQ going to back off. They want to get as much space as possible to allow QOQ to build up towards his ultimate. So as their win condition in this particular fight, Hisu needs to hit the Graviton Surge.
Shatter didn't end up landing. Oh, it did on one person. It was only the Reinhardt that went down. There's the grab, self-destruct as well. In the back line, is it going to land? Doesn't manage to connect with anybody. Beat has been used by GEEKSTAR as well, as there's Shatter gets thrown in 2 from Mag. Didn't connect with anybody just yet. No tank ultimates actually landing and finding any value here, Harry. Leo's now playing super aggro, but her RunAway now have the health advantage. Lay down a beat of their own, and Youngwon ends up going down. Leo's going to fall as well in OT. This is almost disaster for GEEKSTAR's history, about to repeat itself all the way back from Season 3. Assassin ends up falling as well. No one's going to be able to touch the car, and RunAway find the series a clean 4-0.
And QOQ's positioning of his 3-3 versus 3-3 matchups is so important here. He manages to go straight into the back every time. He's just pummeling the back of Leo with these fusion cannons and these micro missiles, doing so much damage and consistently ensuring that Mag can win out in those duels in the Reinhardt versus Reinhardt, because Leo's just taking so much damage that his shield cannot account for. It doesn't mean that there's less shield pressure, but the shield overall is just a trade for your health in many cases.
There's a lot of fantastic shots from Mag as well. I gotta say, QOQ definitely MVP though. The amount of grabs he ate in this series was just phenomenal. I think we're up to like almost 4 there.
Yeah,
and
3 or 4.
3 on Rialto as well. No, 2, sorry, on Rialto as well. And they were the win con of GEEKSTAR more often than not. They didn't really have Shatter. They need to then swing into the grab with the Reinhardt to build up that Shatter to then get the snowballing of ultimates that we always talk about. But that just wasn't the case because, hey, I just ate your grab, so you now can't build up Shatter as easily. And then we have like the priority. We have Shadow priority, which means Mag can play super aggro, and your Reinhardt's going to consistently be on the back foot.
Yeah, cyclical ult generation, we call it, where we just continue to swing into the Graviton, get the Earth Shadow, then use the Earth Shadow. You can beam down the people on the floor, and that will get you a Graviton Surge. And that is one of the main strengths, one of the main tenets of 3-3 how it works.
We have got, of course, another match coming up for you extremely soon. It will be Element Mystic versus WGS, but we're going to jump to a quick break, guys. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you soon.